Good morning. How are y'all? Everybody okay this morning? Anybody on the struggle bus? Do we need to get in line on the people that are on the struggle bus? Uh, some people are morning people and they never get on the struggle bus in the morning. Maybe they watch the sunset or they make a list of stuff they're going to do today. And then there's people that hate getting up, like just just try to they maybe find a hard things that they can't think of good things that are going on in their life, like little simple things like the fact you can walk or the fact you can see or even get out of the bed. Like we forget about things that we're grateful for, like the things that we take for granted that happen every day, and we don't think about the fact that you know we could have a stroke and be bedridden and never walk again. Or we might think that, the fact that we're all here, we may take that for granted, that we have all these friends that we meet with every Monday and Wednesday that bring us joy. And we've, you know, like, for example, Chris has not been here. Chris is on vacation, I think with his in-laws. He's on vacation, and people are like, "It's not the same without Chris." And so we may take for granted that Chris is here, and then all of a sudden he's not here, and we're like, "Wait a minute, things aren't right." Um, Sometimes we don't take things for granted on purpose. It just kind of naturally happens when like, let's just say you're a seeing person and you can see, it's kind of a natural thing to take things for granted. But when your brain, and I've told you this before, but when your brain is in gratefulness, it can't be stressed at the same time. So, like, if you find yourself stressed about something and you get outside in nature and you're like, okay, I'm going to notice everything that's going on around me. Okay, I hear sounds of my neighbor's chickens. I hear a creek flowing. I hear a crackling fire. I hear birds chirping. I see birds eating out of my feeder, or I see parents rushing their children to school in the traffic, or I see the school bus going by and all the children that, just little things that you notice. If you get outside and notice nature, notice that spring is coming, notice, that the grass is starting to get green, and you find yourself in gratefulness, you'll find that your brain is distracted from things that bother you. Um, First of all, I want to say what happened. Monday, I had to go to the dermatologist, and I'm not nervous about going to the dermatologist because it is what it is, right? Like, I don't get sad or go, oh God, it always happens to me. I'm not like that. Um, I found myself grateful, because when you get diagnosed with melanoma, which I was, if you're just following me, I got diagnosed with melanoma last year and was very fortunate because I was stage 1, which means um all I had to do, well, I still had to go under the knife, but I had to have 6 incisions to have the melanoma taken out. But melanoma comes in stages. And so, um, I had not been to the skin doctor in 7 years. And the reason is because I was going to the dermatologist when we lived at the beach because I had skin cancer all over my chest and I had to have chemo. And I know better. Like I know better. And but we moved to Coleman and I didn't know any doctors. And I just kept putting it off. And then all of a sudden, this place came up on my leg and this place came up on my face. And I have had, now I've never had melanoma, but I've had skin cancer in the past where, like I said, I had to have chemo. And so I know better. And so when I saw these two spots, I said, Shane, I better go to the dermatologist. And so last year, I went to the dermatologist and they biopsied a bunch of spots and I had 6 spots of melanoma, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because I've said this before, but if you're new to me, I thought they were freckles. I honestly did. Like, I don't know what, like, when I pictured melanoma, I pictured this real ugly mole, like this just disgusting mole, like that had melanoma written all over it. That's what I envisioned melanoma looked like. But you know how, like, I guess you just take for granted nothing's going to happen to you? Like, those things don't happen to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine. And the melanoma that they found, I thought they were freckles, honestly. Um, and so now when I go, like I had when you get diagnosed with melanoma, you have to go to the doctor every 3 months because melanoma is aggressive. And so my first 3-month checkup, I had it again. And I'm like, I don't know anything about melanoma to even know, like, how the heck does it show back up in 3 months? Like, that seems crazy to me. And she said, Judy, melanoma is aggressive. And once you've had it, you're prone to keep having it. And so my mom had melanoma and my grandmother had melanoma. So when I went to the doctor Monday, I was like, please don't let me have this again. It's just, I feel bad for even saying this. It's just annoying. It's annoying to go in there and get cut and dig the melanoma out and get sewed back up. It's not that it hurts. I mean, it does for a minute, but it's not like you need 6 weeks to recover. It's like not that bad. And so when I went in there this time, I noticed some spots that are coming up on my legs, but they were age spots. They're age spots. They're just like these brown flat things. And I have like 4 of them that just showed up one day, and she said they're hereditary. I forgot. She said some word, but to make a long story short, it's old age. It's an old spot is what we know them as. So it was nothing to worry about, but they found a spot on my hip and on my back that they had to biopsy. And of course, when you go in there, you're like, do you think it's melanoma? Do you think and she's like, well, Judy, you've had so many that, there's a big possibility it is melanoma. And I asked a lot of questions when I was at the dermatologist. And I said, help me understand this because I don't understand. So I said it in simple terms like I would understand. And I said, "So, I have been coming to y'all for 6 months, and I've had so many surgeries of melanoma. So are you telling me right now that, like, you could take this mole off my side and you could come back and tell me that I'd have to have chemo and radiation and surgery?" She said, "Yes." That does not, I'm like, that, like, does not make sense to me, because like, it's like I'm going to the doctor. I'm trying my best to stay on top of this melanoma, but melanoma is aggressive, and so it doesn't work like that. So, apparently, she was like, "You have got to examine your body all the time. You need to know every mold that's on your body, and you need to notice when it's getting darker. You need to notice anything that's unusual, and you need to call us right away." I said, "I feel like a hypochondriac, because you start like going, is this a mole? Is this darker?" You feel like a hypochondriac. And she said, "I'd rather you be a hypochondriac than not call at all." I said, "Okay." So, you know, two of mine are on my back. And I'm like, I can't even see my back. You know what I mean? Like, I would have never known it's on my back. I can't even see my back. And she said, "You need to have your husband look at your back regularly and notice any changes." So it's just strange to me that I was in the doctor's office 3 months ago and I'm doing all I can do to stay on top of this. And they could call me in a week and a half and tell me, "You're gonna have to go for a PET scan, and you're gonna have to it's in your lymph nodes, or you're gonna have to go for radiation," or whatever. It's, like, crazy to me that but I'm doing everything that I can do. I'm coming every 3 months. But, unfortunately, melanoma doesn't work like that. You go to your doctor regularly, and you try to stay on top of your health, but unfortunately, you know, it doesn't work that way. So, I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. She told me that redheads, people with blonde hair have a high tendency to have melanoma in their scalp. And how do I feel about that? I don't like I'm a hard head, right? Like, it doesn't get on my nerves when people go, "Where's your hat? Where's your sunscreen? Where's your long sleeves?" I'm like, "You don't understand. Like, I am hot as fire. I'm in menopause as well. I go outside, I'm sweating my butt off. The last thing I want is like to be in long sleeves and a hat, and I'm just, it's hot. It's hot." And then it's like, I'm just complaining. Just let me complain for a minute. But like, a hat gets in the way. You can't see your peripheral vision good because you got a hat on. And it's just like, but I did order me, because last year I bought this like cowboy hat looking thing that was really cute, and I'm on fire. It's too hot. I'm just hot. And so I bought I bought some vented hats to see if that could help me not be so dang hot outside. Um, and they're not even expensive. They're like $11. So I bought 3 of them. Bought 3 different colors, and I'm hoping that I'm hoping that I can get in a habit of wearing them. But I know this is wrong of me saying this, and y'all may get mad at me for saying this, but what I'm experiencing today with all this melanoma is stuff that happened in my teenage years. It's going to the tanning bed because, back in the day, that's what we did. It was not popular to be white. People didn't ask, guys didn't want to date a girl that was pale white. Okay. So I lived in the tanning bed, you know? And so all the damage I'm seeing today is stuff that I did in my 20s. So in my head, and this is wrong, but in my head, the damage I do today is going to be happening in my 80s. I'll be dead by then anyway, and it won't matter. It's kind of like how I feel. It's not like if I'm out in the sun today, bam, I'm going to have melanoma. No, it's long-term damage. If what's happening today is going to affect me in 20 years from now. Well, I'm 55, you know, and I know that's not the right attitude to have because 75 is really not that old. I mean, that's Larry's age. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want to be all janked up, like I want to live long. So I do need to change my attitude because my attitude that I have is not very dance like attitude. It's sitting it out attitude. It's a hard head attitude. So I was like, Judy, just do your best. Do your best. Go order these, you know, hats. I hate these fishing shirts that I bought last year. They're hot, y'all. I'm a sleeveless girl in the, burning up. It's just hot. I'm like, I'm gonna have a heat stroke out here if I wear a hat and long sleeves. So what's it gonna matter? It's just hard. So as you see me in stuff, just know that I'm doing my I'm sometimes I'm not doing my best. I'm not. But I'm hot. And I feel overheated and a hat and long sleeves. I'm just hot. So that's what's going on. So I'm supposed to know in and my doctor did tell me, she was like, just use sunscreen, Judy. If you can't wear long sleeves, just use sunscreen. And I'm like, I do use sunscreen. She's like, just use sunscreen. Just apply regularly. If you want to wear sleeveless shirts, just use sunscreen. So, like, I'm trying. I'm trying to come to grips with this. It's just taking a minute, On a positive note, Thursday, I'm supposed to call my ENT to tell him how I'm doing with my ears, and I'm doing very well. I don't think they've healed, but I have not, ever since I started this medication, I feel like a different person. I'm not off balance. I'm not dizzy. I don't feel swimmy headed. I feel normal for the first time in a long time. So my ears are doing really well. I go back to the ENT I think it's next Thursday. And if my ears still have holes in my eardrums, I think he has to go in there and put a patch. Do you know how awful it is to have a shot, a nerve block down in your, when you see this big old long needle going down in your eardrum? It's not fun. It's Like, I just want to sit there and cry. I'm a baby. So I'm doing much better with my ears. I do feel like my blood work came back because he can't figure out why I'm not healing. And from what I read, because I got on the patient portal and I don't have anything wrong with me. Like, he was checking for autoimmune disorder. I'm good. I'm a redhead. That's what it is. We don't heal well. We're jacked up. So I firmly believe it's because I have red hair. I don't know if that's true or not, but um so with all that said, last night I tried to make my live and I did. And I don't know why it didn't take, but I thought it did. And if it wasn't for Julie, Julie messaged me and she said, Judy, your live's not out here. And I was like, well, I did it last night. And I go out there and I'm like, oh Lord, my live's not out here. So I would have had no idea if Julie would not have messaged me this morning and said, your live's not out there. Oops. So thank you, Julie, for telling me. The center is not coming today. They have some type of event at their farm. At their farm. Oh my gosh. At the center, they're having some type of tour or something. So they're not coming today. Okay, let me say this before I get into my talk. I just posted on YouTube and Facebook. I'm doing pre-sales of my summer reading program. I am having it professionally recorded. Why? For y'all. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, if people buy it in schools and stuff, great. But I'm basically doing it because I cannot record it and upload it to YouTube because I'll get the big X in copyright claims. So I cannot publicly do that. So on March the 28th, I hired a professional videographer to come in and record it for y'all so that you can see it. And it's costing me $1,000. So I posted, I'm doing pre-sales. He will be here at the end of this month. I will get the link to the video in April. So for $20, you can go to my website, sneedsfarmhouse.com, under donations. And if you are interested in helping me, I was asking for $20. I'm hoping to get 50 people to want to see the video. And once the professional video gets sent to me, then once you do the donation of $20, I write down your email address and I will email you the link to the video, and you can show your grandkids, your whoever. You can watch it multiple times, as much as you want. You'll always have the link. But if you go to sneedsfarmhouse.com under donations and donate $20, and I'm hoping to get 50 people so that I can break even with the filming. As soon as I get the link, I will email you the link to the show, and you can see it up close and personal on TV. He is a very good videographer. He's the one who did, the beginning of my YouTube videos. He did that, and he did, at the end where it says you have a choice to sit it out or dance. And it goes dun, 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 dun. He did that. He does movies. He's very good at what he does. But he's coming to the education center on March the 28th to film the whole thing. So, if you want to support my farm in my mission to give back, you can go out today in or this week or whatever to sneadsfarmhouse.com under donations and donate $20 and it'll have your email address. I'll write down your email address and then I will email it to you as soon as I get the link. But it'll be probably sometime in April when he gets finished with it. So thanks for giving back to my farm and thanks for always watching my videos, encouraging me to be the best version of myself, showing up. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, with that being said, what the heck was I going to talk about today? That's the question. I've done talked about everything else. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. How do I want to put this? Growing up, I went to college and I've been to counseling my whole life, basically, since high school. And I've not always been a good listener. I'm a problem solver. Okay. So like when someone tells me something is going on in their life, I don't know, something that's not good going on in their life, I'm a problem solver. So the first thing I want to do, now I listen to what they're saying, but the first thing that I want to do is help them come up with a solution on how to deal with it. And so what happens is when you're a problem solver instead of an effective listener. First of all, what is an effective listener? Do you know what that even? I have to give you Judy's version of effective listener. Some people would go, "Well, I listened to everything they said. I did not say a word while they were talking, and I listened to everything they said. And then I gave them my advice on what to do about it." Is that an effective listener? I have to think about this as I'm talking about it because I'm a problem solver. I want to teach you to dance. I don't want you to sit it out. So when someone is a broken record to me and they say the same problem over and over and over, because I've done this a million times with my counselor, and she'll go, "Judy, we have talked about this and we've talked about this and we've talked about this. And you are being triggered by past trauma. And you bring it up because you're being triggered by past trauma. And what is happening is you're going to AA meetings and you're leaving drinking alcohol, telling me the program doesn't work." That's what she says to me. And I'm like, "I know, but what I'm feeling right now is I feel lost. And the things that I repeat myself on, there's there's two things in particular that trigger me bigger than ever. One is my family. I feel as though I don't have a family, and I get triggered all the time. And then I get triggered. Shane triggers the crap out of me when it comes to money because of the way he is with money. He triggers me. And I go to a very, very bad place in my head. And when it comes to my family, and I start feeling like I don't have a family, I go to a very bad place in my head. And then I become a broken record. And I repeat the same things over and over and over. I know, but he does this. I know, but he says this. But I know, but he's a weirdo. He does this. And I repeat myself over and over and over to my counselor. And it's the same thing with my family. I know, but they never show up to my children's events. I know, but they never come around for holidays. I know, but when I call them and need them, they're nowhere around. When it comes to Larry, I'm all by myself. I don't have a family. My mom and dad is dead. My brother and sister-in-law are over here. They got their own lives. They don't care about what's going on with Larry or what I'm doing with Medicaid, and I get triggered. And I just spin out of control. And then let's just say I become a broken record to, like I become a broken record to my counselor. She's like, Judy, we have talked about this for 16 years. The same thing over and over and over. We talked about it. You're being triggered. What do you do when you get triggered? And then she'll say, when is the last time you have brought out your book? I talk about this book all the time. When is the last time you've studied your book? I don't feel like it. I'm too busy to pull out this daggum book and read it. Well, then you're the alcoholic that goes to goes to AA and leaves drinking and says the program doesn't work. That's what you are. But I don't want to hear that. Just tell me what to do to fix it and I'll fix it because I am a problem solver. Just tell me what to do to fix this person, and I will do whatever it takes to fix Shane or fix my family or fix my children. Tell me. I will be I will do anything. Just this problem is driving me crazy. Just tell me what to do to fix it. That's all I need to know. You can't, Judy. You can't fix it. But I want to fix it. I just want a good relationship with my family. Maybe if I sit down and spill my guts to them and tell them how I feel, maybe they'll understand and maybe things will get better. No, that's not going to happen, Judy. That's not going to happen. Why? And I'm a why person. Why? Why can't I have a normal conversation, say how I feel, and let's make it better? It doesn't make sense to me. Why can't I sit Shane down and go, "You hurt me terribly. Like, if you love me and you truly, I'm your wife and I've been with you for 11 years and I've never done anything. I've never lied to you. I've never stolen from you. I've never done anything from you. I have been loyal and stood by your side for 11 years. Why do you do this to me? If you love me, you would do this." Makes sense to me. And when it comes to, like, let's just say the way we do money, I have tried every approach. I have cussed him out. I have bawled my eyes out. I have said, "Hey, we need to have a serious conversation right now. I need to tell you how I feel. And I need you to understand how I feel." He will shut me down the second the word money comes out of my mouth. Shuts me down. No matter whether I yell, no matter I go, "I need to have a serious conversation with you." I could be freaking bawling my eyes out. And as soon as I say that word, he shuts me down. I'm like, he doesn't love me. Like, I'm sitting here bawling my eyes out and he won't even listen to me. I sit here and bawl my eyes out to my family, spilling my guts out, going, "Do you understand how hard it is to deal with Larry, to deal with Medicaid, to walk into the nursing home by myself, to deal with this? Do you have any idea?" And they listen in the moment. We're going to get better. We're going to get better. And they can't. And I'm like, I am a problem solver. Why can't you see what I'm trying to tell you? This hurts me terribly. I feel all alone when it comes to Larry. Larry's family is nowhere in sight. My family is nowhere in sight. It is Judy and Shane, and mostly Judy. So if I sit someone down and I try to tell them, "Hey, this, I'm not doing well. I literally just walked out of Larry's room and haven't been back in 2 weeks. I am not doing well at all. I need help. I've done the past 9 years by myself. Not one time have y'all ever come over here and helped me." "Judy, we have had this is my counselor. Judy, we have had this conversation for 16 years. And you are a broken record. You are the alcoholic that goes to AA, that drinks the alcohol and leaves and says this program doesn't work." And what she's saying, like I said, Judy, when I say I feel like I don't have a family, or I feel like Shane and I are not as one. I feel like there's Shane and there's Judy. I don't feel like we are as one in certain perimeters of our marriage. When is the last time you pulled out your book? I don't feel like pulling out my book. I don't. It's. I'm sick of that book. I, I'm. I'm sick of it because it doesn't work. It doesn't work right now. Well, have you worked on exercising your skills? No. No. No, I haven't. I'm too exhausted. Like, you just don't understand. You don't understand. Am I cutting out? Oh, hello. Hello. You can hear me? Okay. My iPad was about to die, but I'm like delayed in the picture. Do I sound funny or anything? I can hear you. Okay. It's like my picture's delayed on my computer, but it was because my computer was about to die and I didn't realize it. Make sure some. Why can't I get what I need and want from the people I love? And I tell, like, I sit here and tell you guys all the time, the only person you can control is yourself. Am I delayed? Because if you could see what I'm seeing, it ain't working good. Yeah, my picture is like, yeah, my video is not running smooth at all. I don't know what's happening. Hang on. Hang on a second. Is that better? No, it's not better. Hang on. Let me try to connect to my. Hang on just a second. I'm pretty sure it's because my iPad was about to die. Okay, so my sound is good. It's because my iPad is about to die. So I'm sorry, I didn't realize that my iPad was about to die. If the picture's getting on your nerves, just I don't know, look at something else until until it gets better. Um, I tell you all the time, the person that you can control is yourself, but it will drive you crazy when you are a fixer and you're trying to fix other people. Like you're trying to say, hey, you don't understand. I'm hurting. I feel all alone. I feel like I don't have a family. Don't you understand? And where like my family's very considerate of my feelings. I'm sorry that I've made you feel that way. Shane is not like that. Shane is just like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're the one with the problem. I don't want to hear it. But my family is very considerate of my feelings. But what does that mean? It really means that I need to pull out this book and I need to study the book, because what's happening is I'm repeating the same behavior, expecting different results. I have this expectation of what I want my family to be. I have an expectation of what I want Larry to be like. I have an expectation of what Shane should be like. And none of them fit my expectations. And expectations get you in trouble. But it's normal to have expectations, but you have to be careful with your expectations because you'll find yourself let down all the time. Like, for example, if you expect Christmas to be fantastic this year and your kids to come and everybody to get along and everybody to show up on time and everybody to love the gifts that you got them and the food to be fantastic, if you expect this perfect little Christmas, you're going to find yourself going, well, that sucked. I just spent all this money and it sucked. Because your expectations are of what you want it to be, and it's nothing like that. Being an effective listener, I am having to learn how to be an effective listener like right now. And the reason I say that is because when people vent to you and they say, let's just say some god awful things, and they're venting to you. Let's just say your best friend calls, okay? I'm going to give an example. Your best friend calls and she starts just dogging her husband, okay? She's like, he was yelling at me, he was cussing at me, he is off his chain, and I am sick of it. And you're like, oh Lord, she's about to divorce him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like listening to her say this, and you're like, oh, they're about to get a divorce. And then you're like talking to your spouse, and you're like, man, Susie Jane just texts me, and she has had it with Bobby Joe. I mean, she has had it. I mean, he has now just gone off the deep end, and she is up to here and she is about to pack her bags and leave. And then the next day, you talk to Susie Jane, and her and Bobby Joe are good. And you're like, what? Does she remember talking to me last night about Bobby Joe? I am bad about not being an effective listener and not reacting because I'm a problem solver. Like, when Susie Jane calls me about Bobby Joe, I'm singing the Dixie Chicks about Earl. You know, I'm like, let's go get him. Let's throw him in the trunk. Goodbye, Earl. You know, I'm like, girl, I got you back. Let's go get Earl and let's put him in the trunk. You know, I'm singing the Dixie Chicks. Don't nobody hurt my friend. You know, you know, because I'm a problem solver. But I'm having to be an effective listener and listen without responding. I ain't good at that. I am not. I, Marianne and Wanda were the best of friends all through their high school days. Both members of the 4-H club, both active in the FFA. Marianne, I don't know the whole song. But Earl had to die, 999. That's me. I'm like, girl, let's solve this problem. Like, I don't want to, like, if it's this bad and you've reached your limit and he's raised his hand at you, girl, let's get in the car and goodbye, Earl. That's me because I'm a problem solver. But I'm having to be an effective listener and listen without reacting. I don't know how to do that. I do not know it. I do not know how to do that. And I'm also not good at telling people what I need and them not doing it. Like I'm sitting here bawling my eyes out, telling you what I need, and ain't nobody listening to me. Why am I talking? That's one of the words I learned in Al Anon. That's a tool that you put in your pocket. Why are you talking, Judy? Why do you run to people that are not your support system? Because I'm crazy. That's why. Because repeatedly, when I'm hurting, when it comes to Larry, I'll just give you an example. Larry has Pick's disease, right? If you don't know what Pick's disease, it's not the type of dementia that you guys know about. He don't forget crap, okay? He doesn't have the dementia that you and I talk about. He has Pick's disease. It's on the front part of his brain where his reasoning is not right, okay? So I told you guys that he goes into this spiel and he acts his behavior is childlike. I want my cell phone. And that's how he says it. Like a little boy. I want my cell phone. I just want my cell. Larry, you can't have your cell phone. You are going live at 4:00 in the morning in the bed. Larry, you are going to Amazon and doing things that you shouldn't be doing. I have to protect you. Like I'm trying to make sense of something that he's not making sense of, right? So then I go to see him every single time and he throws himself on the bed. I want my cell phone. He's just bawling. And I'm like, God bless. I cannot deal with this. I cannot, like, I'm about to lose because I'm going into the nursing home wanting to have a good visit. So that particular day, I got up and walked out of the room. I was like, I don't know what to do. I cannot deal with this. And I got home and I got a $500 bill in the mail. Larry has no money because Medicaid's taking it all. I got a $500 bill in the mail for his medicine. And then I got a $500 bill in the mail for his homeowner's insurance. And I was like, what? I'm crying because I'm dealing with Larry on top of dealing with financial stress. Okay. So I called my non support system and I text and I said, "Hey, do you have a minute to talk? I'm about to have a nervous breakdown." Sure. So I call my non support system, and within 2 minutes, "Hey, can I call you right back?" Sure. And then I never hear from them again. Why did that happen? Because I'm calling my non support system. I'm expecting these results from people that can't support me. So then what happens is I'm already a train wreck. So then when you call your non support system, you become even more of a train wreck because I didn't say, "Okay, Judy, who should you call? Ghostbusters?" Because that's who I called. I called Ghostbusters apparently. And Ghostbusters, well, no Ghostbuster comes and kills the ghost. I called a non-support system. So then I break down to my non-support system and I say, "This is what I need from you. I am having a hard time. Can you not hear it in my voice? Can you not hear what I'm saying? I am like, I'm about to the point of breaking." And the person on the other phone is like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm calling my non support system." And then when I'm supposed to be a support system to someone else that's messaging me, what I say her name was? Susie Q, Susie Beth. I don't remember what I said. When Susie Beth wants to vent to me, I want to solve the problem. I want to be Marianne and Wanda and put Earl in the trunk and say goodbye. And I'm like, am I the support system of this person? I'm not. And it sort of makes me understand about me calling my non support system and then this person choosing me to be their support system. And I'm realizing I'm not very good at listening to the things that she's saying because I am a problem solver. I want to go ground them to the person that's doing that to them. I want to call and say things that I probably shouldn't say and lose my religion when they use me as a support system and I'm a problem solver. And I'm having to learn to listen without solving a problem. And I sit here and think about my family when I call them and they're not my support system, what I must look like calling them. I don't even know if I'm making sense to you because I'm not telling you the whole story. I have to learn to be an effective listener without solving problems because if I put Earl in the trunk and say goodbye to him, I'll probably get arrested because I don't know what they did to Earl when they put him in the trunk. I've done forgotten. Earl had to die. I guess they killed him because Earl had to die. Nah, 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 nah. I, I, I want to get in the car and be Marion and Wanda. I do. So I'm learning as Susie Q messages me these terrible things, these god awful things that hurt me terribly. I'm having to listen and not problem solve and be careful with what I say and just listen and just be an effective listener. And I'm having to learn that it's not good for me to call my non support system because it leaves me in a very bad place mentally. The new thing, Larry got over when he had the breakdown on the cell phone. I realized that with this Pick's disease and this childlike behavior, I have to treat him like a child. And it's almost like I have to ground him. So when he, for the 454th time, started crying, begging for the cell phone, I just had to get up and walk out of the nursing home. And I did not visit for 2 weeks. And the next time I walked in the door, he said, "I'm very sorry that I acted like that with the cell phone. I'll never mention the cell phone again." And I went, "Whew, it worked. It worked." But now he's stuck on something else. And I went to the nursing home this past week. And it's like he sits in the nursing home and he decides what he's going to tell me that he needs next. That's what he does. So as soon as I walk in the door, I start getting the list. And I went in the nursing home and he said, "Hey, the nurse said I could have a new TV, and I saw this commercial on TV for these hearing aids that are $250. Now, back up a minute. Larry has $5,000 hearing aids, okay, that work perfectly, okay. So the cell phone is gone, and here comes the new thing. And this is what Larry does. It would drive me crazy. So he says, "The nurse said I could have a new TV." I said, "Oh, okay." TV that he has works perfectly fine. The nurse said I could have a new TV. I said, "Okay." And he said, "And I saw a commercial on the TV for some hearing aids for $250, and I want you to order them for me." And I said to him, "Where are we going to get this money?" "Well, I thought you could buy it for me for Father's Day. A new TV and new hearing aids that you've seen on TV, and you've got a $5,000 pair of hearing aids right here. But you want me to buy you new hearing aids for $250 that you've seen on TV because he saw the commercial said they're the best ones." And this is what happens. Every single time I walk into the nursing home, he is going to tell me that he wants a new TV and new hearing aids. every time I walk it, and to the point where I feel like I am crazy. And I'm going to have to go in there and say, oh, God, Larry, Larry, I'm not buying you new hearing aids, period. And I don't want to hear another word about it. You have $5,000 pair of hearing aids, 5,000, brand new $5,000 hearing aids that you can wear. I'm not spending $250 on hearing aids. And he is going to cry. And he is going to mention it again until I look at him and go, if you mention the $250 hearing aids one more time, I'm going 2 weeks without seeing you. And then what happens is when I do this over and over and over again, I want to call my non-support system and say, you don't understand. I am going insane. I am going insane. And then as soon as the hearing aids leave and he stops talking about the hearing aids, it's going to be pencils, or it's going to be a knife, or it's going to be car wax, or it's going to be something, because that's how Pick's disease works. And when you deal with it over and over and over, you want to call your support system and go, don't you understand? I have done this for 9 years. I am going insane. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I will be better. So what should you do? I told you this a couple of weeks ago that you have to find out who is your support system. Like your friends, per se, may not be able to go to the nursing home with you because maybe they don't live close to you. So what do? You have to take care of yourself. When it comes to someone going, I want you to be my support system, and you're like, girl, I don't need to be your support system with this. Like, like I want to be Mary Ann and you Wanda, and I want to go put him in the trunk. Like, I can't be your support system. What do? Do you tell her that you can't be the support system? Well, I have. I said I can't be your support system. And then I made her very, very mad. But if my brother said to me, Judy, I'm so sorry that you're having to go through this, but I can't be your support system, I would flip my lid. Just like this girl flips her lid when I say, I can't be your support system. So I'm having to learn 2 things right now. I'm having to learn that my family cannot be my support system with Larry. And I'm also learning that I have to be my support system to this person. And I have to listen and not be Mary Ann and want to go put Earl in the trunk. It feels exhausting because I'm like, can y'all all go to counseling? Can you go to counseling and go get this book and please read it? That's what all you people need to do, because y'all are wearing me out with these $30 copays that I have to spend to learn how to deal with you guys, because y'all are an absolute train wreck. My family should be my support system, and this person should not be going to me for her problems. If y'all would go to counseling and learn who your support system is and learn who you need to support, everything would be okay. But instead, I am having to spend multiple $30 copays to learn how to deal with y'all. And it's wearing me out. And I'm about to start sending all y'all $30. I'm sending Shane $30 bills, my brother $30 bill, and this other person $30 bill, saying y'all are fixing to have to pay my copays because I'm sick of dealing with every single one of y'all. I am sick of having 400. My pockets are so filled with tools that it's weighing me down. When I get on the scales, I've gained 50 pounds from putting all these tools in my pocket because of all of y'all. And it's wearing me out. Can I get an amen from the peanut factory? The peanut gallery, is that what it's called? Can I get an amen? It feels exhausting because you have to be the strong person and you want to just rip them a new one, every one of them. You're a POS, you're a POS, you're a POS. That's what you want to say. But let me tell you something. You have choices in life. You can sit it out and you can keep going to your non support system over and over and over again and get the same terrible results. Or you can learn who your support system is and dance. Or you can go, I need to be a listener to this person. I need to be a listener and not be Mary Ann and want to say, hey, Wanda, let's go get Earl and put him in the trunk. I have to be a listener without responding and just go. I have to sit here and talk to myself. Now, Judy, I realize that you just got this message, but you're going to have to forget, like, read it and throw it in the garbage. And don't respond and don't go find Earl because you'll go to jail. And going to jail is sitting it out, Judy. So just be a good listener, listen to what they say without responding. Responding means not responding to her. It means responding and going to try to find Earl. Okay? Because I want to go find Earl. I have to be strong enough to listen to that without problem solving. Because the next day, she's done forgot about what she said to me the day before, and she's over it. She was just venting to me. And unfortunately, you have people that do that. They vent and you think, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I need to react quick, but you realize that everybody's different. And if I said the things that she said to me, I'd have done packed my bags and done left. But that's not what she needs. She needs a sounding board. And I am not the support system, but I'm going to do the very best I can to be a friend and not react and not say, come on, Marianne and Wanda, we going. He's going in the trunk. Because that's what I want to do. I hope that you kind of gain something from this. First of all, you have got to figure out who your support system is. Because if you're going to the same people and you're getting the same, if you leave those people and you feel empty inside, and you feel worse than you felt when you told them about the situation, that's not your support system. If that person is wanting you to be their support system and you pull a Marianne and Wanda, you're not being a good support system. To be a good support system to this person, I just have to listen and not react. And I've had to learn that the hard way. And I've made people very mad because I'm a problem solver. And unfortunately, I am a Marianne and Wanda. So, in order to be her support system where I should not be, I have to listen and go, here we go. I cannot react. Judy, do not go get in that car and put Earl in the trunk. Do not. Do not say a word to Earl. If Earl calls you, keep your freaking mouth shut, Judy. She's just venting. So you have a choice today. You can sit it out and go put Earl in the trunk, or you can dance and learn what is happening. Be smarter than the situation, because these things like here will make you sit it out. Dancing is going, what the heck is going on? And go to your support system. I'll see you next week. Bye.